everyone, this is Manav again with a new topic, synthetic fibers. And also about the fibers, what do you mean by fibers, what is the real meaning of fibers, and all like this stuff. We are going to learn about all of these in this video. So, while we wait, let's begin with the topic, clothes. We can see clothes everywhere. Here. Oh, I would like to say that the t-shirt that I am wearing is also made up of any fiber, any fabric, any yarn. I'm right. So these clothes are also made up of different types of yarns, clothes, all like these things. So this t-shirt, it can either be made up of natural fiber, or it can also be made up of synthetic fiber, or we say man-made fiber, artificial fiber. Am I right? So we get to know that what do you mean by fibers? What is the real meaning of fiber? Natural fiber, synthetic fiber. As usual, I have already made a video on the fibers till date now. I have made it. I'm right. So we know that the fibers are very thin strands, and then they converted to yarns. They are also like strands, but they are, as we can say, thick thing like structure. And after that they change to fabric, and that fabric we have. The t-shirt that I am wearing, it can either be made up of natural or synthetic fiber. So this final product of all that procedure is known as, the product is a fabric. In both cases, in the natural case also, and also in the case of artificial. We know that natural fiber are obtained from our animals and also from our plants, like wool, jute, and core. We also take the example of cotton. Cotton is obtained from nothing but plant. There are some plants of the cotton that you can usually see them on the, I think, on the ores, and like these are plateaus. On the plateaus, because there is a black soil that help in growing like these plants. Wool is obtained from llama, camel, goat, sheep, yak, like this. And our jute is there is also some jute plant, if you have heard them. So this is all about the fibers, our fabric, our natural fabric. So the real meaning of the natural fiber is what? Real meaning of natural fiber is what? What is natural fiber? What is synthetic fiber? The fiber that are obtained from natural sources is known as natural fiber. The fibers that are obtained from synthetic sources, or from, we can say, chemical sources that are made by humans, known as man-made sources, or we can say chemical. They are made from chemicals. I'm right. So this is a thing that we can say, a little definition about the real natural fibers, and also about the synthetic fibers. So our synthetic fibers are made up of chemicals. Are made up of chemicals. For example, acrylic, I think it is ACR. Like there is a polyester, jute, not jute, nylon, rayon. These are what? Nothing but synthetic fiber. So the steps that are used in wool, used in cotton, like they are weaving, looming, knitting. These processes are used. So for making a ginning, there is a process known as ginning, in which you will see that the cotton planter getting out the cotton flower getting out from that bulbs. So at that time we use takli, charkha, these two things, and also the our machines. So knitting and our what we say this knitting and weaving are used to done for to change exactly to change the yarn from to change yarn to the fabric. You must have seen your grandparent grandmother doing life with two needles. She's doing like this, and then we used to make sweaters, right, and like all these things. So this is what is this? This is nothing but our processes in which the yarn is changed from yarn is changed to fabric. Yes. So we get to know that these natural fibers are used to give out from these processes, ginning and weaving, knitting, like these processes. So you know the process of making wool. Yes, wool. So let me make you understand about this. For the wool is done by it's sheared, mean the hair, or we say the fleshing like fish like that is on the skin of the goat or the sheep. It is removed. This process is known as shearing, and the man or a woman who do this process is known as shearer. After that, this thing is uh, cleaned up, all that grease and the same texture thing are removed from the another irregular texture things, and after that they are miled up like this structure, and after that they are dried. After that they are changed into a flat papers. I'm right. So this is a little knowledge about natural fiber. Now let's move on to synthetic fiber. So you know that there is a very large difference between the natural and the synthetic fiber. Product of both are much and much different. At this present age, people are not getting natural things. They are getting contaminated things. But they are getting contaminated things. Milk is also contaminated, everything. All these things are not very pure. They are not naturally obtained. They are contaminated. They are polluted by some things. Like in the milk, there is powder that contaminate the our milk, and all these. Like I have already example of our milk. I think there are also other things that contaminate some things. Am I right? So people are getting contaminated things. They are not getting real purified things. So at this time, there is a very much high demand of natural things. I can also say that was also in our past. I'm not saying just in the present. And I can easily say that this thing will also remain in the future same. So, you know that silk and cotton, I think silk is very expensive. You know that silk is a silky thing. Obviously, it's a shiny. It's a shiny cloth or fabric. So, this silk, this thing or this fabric is also made in our artificial products. In our artificial rayon, rayon is known as artificial silk. Why? Because the prices of the natural thing, or we say natural fibers, is more than the synthetic fiber. Synthetic fiber are cheaper. Why they are cheaper? Because they are non-biodegradable. They are not biodegradable. Our natural things are biodegradable. What do you mean by this? I think I have made a video on the waste, two types of waste. That is biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. So biodegradable waste is that, or we say biodegradable fibers that can be decomposed. They do not pollute our environment. They do not pollute our environment. They do not contaminate our environment. But non-biodegradable fiber cannot be decomposed by the microorganism. So they have that ability to contaminate things, to contaminate our environment. So due to this rate, our silk rate is going down and our natural things are going up. Am I right? And but there is a characteristic of artificial fiber. They are durable. They have a large durability. What do you mean by this? They have a large durability, huge durability. The duration that they can be used easily, that is our durability. Now I think I can say that this is 2 year old. And after some year, if this can be used easily, so I can say this is made up of artificial fiber. Why? Because our natural fiber can be easily be torn. They can easily torn. But our artificial fiber can easily use for a long period of time. For a long period of time. Yes, they can be used for a long period of time. So, this is one characteristic. Third thing, they are cheaper. We have already studied that. Now, what I would like to say that there was another thing that they can be used more time. This is durability, but they are non-biodegradable. So this is a been this point for our synthetic fiber. So let's move on to the synthetic fiber. There are polyester, nylon, rayon. Rayon. You know that rayon is also known as semi-synthetic fiber. Why it's known as semi-synthetic fiber? Because it's known as semi-synthetic fiber because it is made up of, it is treated with wood pulp also. Now I have said wood pulp. Wood is not made by man. It is not synthetic. It is not artificial. It is what? Natural. It is natural. So when it's treated with this, what's wrong? We can say there is also use of natural thing and also synthetic chemicals. Why it's known as? This is the reason. It is known as semi-synthetic fiber. I hope you are understanding. Now, it is also known as our artificial silk. Why it's known as artificial silk? Does it mean it is also artificial? It is also silk? Yes, but artificial. It's not exactly as a pure substance. There is also some contamination in the artificial silk or rayon. Yes. So what is that? This is the reason behind this. But it is like its property or like its physical property are like exactly as that natural silk. Now, let's move on to the nylon. You know that nylon is also used for it is in the toothbrushes, and also in other things, etc. So it is known as strongest and the ever strongest synthetic fiber. It was made by the DuPont company in the 1931. And you know that nylon word come from two things. New York and why? And London. Okay, it's just an imagination we can see. So this is some knowledge about all this matter. All these are fiber, and now our synthetic fiber. Please carefully hear me. Our what we said is now I got to know. Artificial synthetics are synthetic fiber are also known as polymer. Why they are known as polymer? Because they are made up of monomer. Monomer means the chemical are bonded one. They make a chain, and that is known as polymer. We have already studied polymon, monomial like this. So I hope friends understand our today's topic. Our topic is completed. Thanks.